Hey guys, I am recording from the couch because my intro and a little bit of my video, I didn't realize my mic was off. So I'm recording just a really quick intro for you guys. I hope you've had a good week so far. This is going to be a what sold video of bread and butter items that sold on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. I am going to show you my eBay numbers and I will do a little voiceover on that one for you. And then we'll pick up where my mic started working rather than me trying to voice over a bunch of stuff. But there's still plenty of really, really good sales that you are going to see. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, so here we are on the back door of my eBay. You can see today has been really slow and it is 9 o'clock at night and we've only done $110. The last week though, we've done $32.92 and I'm panning over there where you can see the days. Sunday was slow, Saturday was slow, Friday was insane though. We did $1,200. So overall for the week, not bad at $32.92. We are down 17.8%. And for the month we're at 13,300. However, our 90 days still holding strong at 39,000, which I am okay with. So we're going to go ahead, take a look at some of the items that made up part of that $3,292 right now, as well as some from over on Poshmark and Mercari. Next is another one that did take over a year to sell and took a half off offer. So this license plate sold for $32. If you haven't watched my channel for a long time, you might not know, about two and a half years ago, I bought a lot of 1,200 vintage and antique license plates for about $2 each. So this one's still a $25 profit, though it did take a really long time to sell. I was in the profit on this buy within just a couple of months. So after that, it's kind of all gravy as the rest of them sell. And here you can see we do show it with the tape measure. We did stop doing that. We were doing it in the beginning, but I think license plates, unless they're really old ones, are a pretty standard size. So we do not need to use that tape measure. Up next is a fast full price sale. This is a 1920s flapper floral micro glass beaded evening bag. I put hand mirror, Germany. I wanted to put gold tone, but there wasn't enough room, so I left that E off. So it sold for $49.99 in about 2 weeks. And this one I purchased from an online estate auction and a purse lot. And I paid only about $5 for this, making it about a $38 profit. And you can see here, this one's really beautiful and it was actually pretty heavy. And you can see the Germany there on the top. And it's not overly big. It's only 7 by 6. And inside it was kind of cool. It still had that original compact mirror and an excellent sale, fast at $50. Next up is another fast sale. This is a Disney Parks Mickey Mouse trading pin crossbody purse. It was new with the tags, but I did put see and read because even though it was new with tags, it had some stains on it, but I did not want to wash it and have to remove the tags. So I just simply notated that, and it sold for full price at $39.99. I picked this up at the thrift store for only $3. So this one is about a $30 profit, very, very fast. So watch for pin trading pouches and display cases, things like that, because they tend to do pretty well. Here you can see the inside and the stain and discolorations a little bit there on the front. And even with that, it still sold very fast. Next up, we sold 2 of these. They are Mikasa charger plates. So it was a $28 sale for the 2. I picked them up at a garage sale for $1 each. So it's actually about a $20 profit on the 2. They were still new in the box, and you can see here we did have the box. So I was able to look them up pretty easy. And we do still have 4 left. We've sold 2. I've done very well with charger plates in the past, especially ones from Pier 1. So definitely keep an eye out for those. Next up is another of those that took a long time. This is a Byzantine, and I put that word twice. Don't do that. It's wasting keyword space. So that was a boo-boo on my part. This one took right at a year and took a $48 offer to sell, but I only paid $5 for it in an online estate auction. So I'm okay with that. It was still about a $39 profit on this one. And I love, personally, this is one of my favorite chain styles, that Byzantine there. You can see here it's 18 inches. And there is that 925 stamp. We do try and show any maker's marks or stamps. We do now show the weight with a scale, which we were not doing a year ago. So that is something we have added on recently. Next up is one that sold only about a week ago and was returned. And I did not put that it was unsigned last time, and that's why it was returned. So you can see here I put vintage Joan Rivers red enamel ladybug bracelet gold tone bug, and I put unsigned in capital letters. It was bought in a set of Joan Rivers jewelry that everything else was marked. And by Google Lens, this is a Joan Rivers piece, so I felt comfortable putting that. Did sell for full price of $35. I paid $5, so it is about a $24 profit and sold within just a couple of days of getting it back listed. And you can see here it was a 7-inch bracelet, and we were showing again that it was not signed. So if you have pieces that you are fairly certain are by a particular maker, I've found quite a few things that, like a set of earrings, bracelet, necklace was all in one box. It was all matching, but one piece wasn't marked. So stuff like that, I'm pretty comfortable putting them as that maker and just that they are unsigned. This one I wanted to put up here because it took over a year and it took an $18 offer to get this sold. And I love horsehair pottery, but the price and the value has decreased recently. So definitely be careful if you're picking up horsehair. I tend to want to pay up because I really like it. And you can see the horsehairs here in the pottery. I got this cheap. I only paid $5. So it's still, you know, about a $9 profit, but it took a long time. So my advice would be, if it's not an overly impressive piece, then you probably should leave it. You can see here we had the sticker, we had the pamphlet, and this one still took over a year and only sold for $18. Next up is a name that you definitely need to know, and that is Crabtree and Evelyn. This I picked up from a viewer. She actually gave me her old inventory because she was going back to a regular job and wasn't doing reselling anymore. And she gave me 2 of these, and this one sold in under a week for $44.99. I did send out a 10% off offer on it, and it is a ceramic oil burner set with the fragrance oil. So watch for Crabtree and Evelyn, definitely a name you want to know, because that is a great price. And I see kits and sets like this at thrift stores pretty often because I think people get them for Christmas gifts and then they never use them. Next up is a sale I'm proud of, even though it took a little while and it took an offer of $35. This is a set of 5 Tervis tumblers, and they took about 9 months to sell. If you know me, I have this Tervis obsession. I don't know why, but I have it. Tervis and stainless tumblers, I just have an issue. So I picked these up for only $5 at the thrift store. They sold for $35, making them about a $23 profit. They did take a while, but again, I have my lovely Tervis problem. So I'm happy they sold. What I do now, I used to pick up almost every Tervis I came across. Now I try and pick up only sets like this one rather than picking up individual cups. This is another one that took over a year to sell. This is a John Deere tractor quilted twin full throw, or I put couch, handmade blanket. This took a 50% off offer, so it sold for $35, but it was picked up at the thrift store for only $5. So it is another one about a $23 profit, and it was a pretty big blanket. I honestly was surprised that it didn't sell higher and faster. It did have some staining, you can see here in the photograph, and I really thought this one would sell higher, but there wasn't any exactly like this. So it was very hard for me to comp and come up with a price. Next up is a shirt I love, and I almost kept this for myself. This is a Bass Women's extra large sleeveless button up. It had cute little lobsters embroidered, and I did put blue stripes and beach. This one sold for a best offer of $20. Or actually full price, sorry, it sold for $20. It was only listed for 2 months, so pretty fast sale. I think this is perfect for summer. This was a pickup from the thrift store for only $1. So this one is about a $15 profit after the fees. And here you can see, look at how cute these little lobsters were, really cute. There's that price tag, there's that size tag, and not too long. I'm okay with 2 months on a shirt, especially $1 into 20. Next up is another long tail sale. This one took over a year. It is North Carolina Pottery Turn and Burn 3-inch stoneware glaze, cobalt blue creamer and covered sugar. They sold for a best offer of $25, so I didn't have to do that really big discount in order to get this sale. And I picked these up at the thrift store for $1 each, so $2 into 25, making them about an $18 profit. I will pick up some studio pottery if I like it. It is definitely one of my favorite things, and I don't pick up a ton of it. I have to really like it. And this one I got a while ago. This is a set that I probably would not pick up again. Next up is one that took a year but sold at full price. This is an Audemars Piguet Les Brassus luxury shopping bag. I probably butchered that. Sold for $35. I couldn't find any of these, but it looked fancy, so I listed it. It took a year, but it sold for $35, and I got it free. So this one is going to be about a $25 to $27 profit. And you can see it was wrinkled a little bit, not really bad, but still sold at full price, even though it did take a year. Next up was another longer tail. This one took right at a year to sell, but this is another $1 thrift store buy. So again, $1 into 20, I will take that all day long. That is an amazing return on investment, even though it took a long time. So if you have the space, stuff like this is good. You're clear of some of these. I will tell you though, if you could find 2 or 3 of them and lot them up, they would sell faster. So this is an Izod Saltwater 2XL short sleeve button up, sold for full price, even though it was a year. Here you can see the Izod Saltwater. We do show the fabric and washing instructions and the pit to pit, and you can see this was an older one, so it's when we were still using the tape measure versus using an app to measure. That took about 8 or 9 months to sell. This is a Mellow Fellow display case LED light up stand. It was in my house. One of my ex-husband's friends owned a vape shop, and it came out of there. So watch for display cases though. I've sold several different ones. This one, I accepted a best offer of $38. I had no cost into it, so about a $30 profit. It is a little bit bigger, so a little bit of a pain to ship, but at least it's plexiglass, not actual glass, which makes me feel a little better about it. But this one did arrive safely, and we got positive feedback. Next up is one I absolutely love, but it took a long time. This one took over a year. It's a Donkey ink wash framed print. It did not have glass, which was a nice thing. This one was 18 by 22. It was signed, and it took a best offer on this one of $31.49 to get it sold, so half off, but super cute. And it's not hard to package them if they don't have glass. When you get ones with glass, that definitely does make it a little more difficult. You can see here it was signed Eva Caprani from 76. And I honestly don't remember if I tried to look her name up or not. So hopefully I didn't undersell it and didn't make a mistake not putting her name in the title. But I am happy with the sale. I got this from an online estate auction. I bought a closet full of framed items and I was actually less than $1 in. So this one is over a $25 profit. Next up is something I would definitely keep an eye out for. This and any other kind of as seen on TV type thing. This is Proactive Acne Cleanser and Pore Perfector, sold for full price of $24.99 in under 2 months. So pretty fast sale on this one. And I got this in an online auction lot, so I didn't pay much for it. I think I was less than like $3 into this. So it's about a $16 profit and it sold very fast. Is a very fast sale, and that is this Victoria's Secret t-shirt black push-up bra. It was size 38C. This one was new with tags, and I still got it for $1 at the thrift store. I accepted a best offer of $22, so it's about a $17 profit after fees. Here you can see it was originally $48 from Victoria's Secret, and we do show that tag, and it was a really good sale, very fast. The bras are definitely something that I take a peek at when I'm in the thrift store. Next up is one that took a long time to sell. It took over a year, and I think it's because I priced it so high, and I was hoping I would get that higher price point, but it took a 55% off offer going out of $31.50 to get it sold. Now, I only paid $3 at the thrift store, so still a $22 profit. If I priced it lower, it probably would have sold faster, but I like to price it high because a lot of times that stuff will sell. And I just thought this print was very colorful. I couldn't find this exact towel to get a comp, but the brand Terrasol, you can see here, made in Brazil and it's cotton, was one that tends to sell pretty good. Last for eBay, before we move over to Mercari and Poshmark, is this Art Glass mid-century clear triple section candy dish. This one was 6 inches. I did put trinket dish, jewelry, and candy, and this one took a little bit longer to sell. It took right at a year, and it's sold for full price though. So I'm very happy with that because I only paid a couple of dollars, making it like a $27 profit. And you can see it is a smaller piece, so definitely not hard to ship. And it did have that really nice, smooth, polished bottom. And I think this was a good sale, but this is something that I probably would pass up if I came across it again. I wanted to pop in for just a second and tell you, just in case you're new to the channel, we do use List Perfectly to cross post to the other platforms, meaning Poshmark, Mercari, and Etsy. And without that, these sales that you're about to see would not have happened. And List Perfectly over the last 4 years, every year has increased our income by a minimum of $20,000 a year. So I think it's a really good value. And now they have so many different benefits and features. I did a video on it a few weeks ago. I'm going to pop it up top for you. If you don't want to watch the video and you just want to try it, I do have a code, the Nurse Flipper, all one word, no spaces, and you can get 30% off of your first month. And most of you will see the benefits of using it in that first month is the nice thing. You're going to get a return on investment pretty fast with it. So I did want to pop in and say that because I really don't say it very often. And I wanted to make sure I did just in case some of you are new. So let's go ahead and take a look at those Mercari as well as Poshmark sales. So this is really funny. On Mercari, it seems like I sell a bunch of one type of thing in a week. Last week, it was I sold a bunch of purses. This week, it is shoes. So this is a pair of Reebok men's 3D fuse frame running shoes, size 8.5. I picked these up at the thrift store for $5. They sold for $21. So they're about a $13 profit after fees. I don't pick up a ton of shoes, but if it's a well-known brand and they look like they're in good shape, I will. Here you can see that tag. And these were pretty clean. I do not pick up shoes that need a lot of work. I just simply do not have the time to clean them. However, if I found some that were worth, you know, several $100s, I probably would still pick them up and clean them. If it's a couple $100s, I really think that it is worth it. But when we're talking about $25 to $50, it just simply isn't worth the time to clean them up, at least to me. I know a lot of people are okay with that, but I do not. Next up, another pair of shoes. This is Skechers Ladies Uno Stand on Air Trainers Memory Foam, sold for $23.99. I picked them up for $5. So these are about a $14 profit after fees. I don't pick up a ton of Skechers. I think I actually got these in a closet lot from an online estate auction. They still had the sticker on the bottom. So these honestly were probably new and had just been tried on. And you can see we do show quite a bit of pictures from every angle. I think that's important with shoes because some shoe buyers can be very particular, even at the lower price point like these. But I am happy with the sale and profit, and these did not take very long. I told you guys it was a shoe week. I actually bought these for myself and I didn't like the way they fit. I did buy them at a thrift store for $10. So I paid a little more than I normally would because I was planning on using them for myself, but I just didn't like the way they felt. So this is Nike Women's Revolution Gray and Orange. These sold for $33. So they are about an $18 profit after fees. Nikes I like because you can look them up super easy according to the number that's on the tag, which I will show you here in just a second. And you can see these are dirty. We will wipe them off, but we don't overly clean. And the number that you need is the one that's right here kind of in the center in order to be able to look them up and get a comp on what they are selling for. Last on Mercari before we move over to the Poshmark sales is this pair of Judy Blue women's high-rise button-fly denim shorts. They're size small. I got these thinking my daughter might like them, but they were a little too small for her. So I listed them for sale for $29.99. They sold really fast. I accepted a best offer of $23.99 because I only paid $1. So they're about an $18 profit, very, very fast. This brand looks like it does pretty well. So I would remember this because the sell-through on these is pretty decent. And I am happy with that profit. Moving over to Poshmark is this vintage sterling silver Hebrew Jewish Bible movable locket charm mother of pearl. So this one sold for $30. The payout was $24. I paid $5, so it's a $19 profit after fees. And you can see here, this one is really small. It's just a little book, and you can see the inside there, and it's under an inch. It's about a half of an inch. Really, really small, only 2 grams, but a really good profit on this one. And it took about 6 months to sell. Next up, definitely keep an eye out for these. This is an NHK Domo plush, and I got 2 of them. This one sold really fast for $36. Payout was $28. This is from the inventory that my viewer gave me, so I have no cost in. So it is a $28 profit, and it sold in under a week. Very, very fast. And here you can see that it did still have the tags. I don't pick up a ton of plush, but there's a lot out there that is worth big money. I do have a video I'll pop up top for you guys. And if you saw there's that limited edition, that's definitely something that if I saw that tag, I would pay attention to. Next up was a very, very fast sale. This is a vintage Southwestern style wool blend sleeveless open shawl or vest. I did put geometric and Aztec. This thing sold in an hour for $50. Payout was $40. I paid $5, $35 profit, very fast. And I did put one size because with it open, it would fit the majority of people. And again, very, very good fast sale. And this one was not even name brand. Next up is another fast sale. This one sold in under a month. It's a Camelback Magic Hydration Backpack, 2-liter reservoir. And this one sold for $34 on Posh. I picked it up for $3 at the thrift store. So it's about a $21 profit very fast. So watch for these Camelbacks. They are hiking backpacks and they have bladders inside of them to hold water. And here you can see that's the 2.0 liter. That's a picture of that bladder, and then the straw comes out of it, or tube. I don't know what you would call it. But I actually got 2 of these at the thrift store, both for only $3 each. And this one sold very, very fast. All right, that was everything. I hope you have enjoyed. Again, let me know if there are days that work better for you. I'm thinking of switching from Sunday, Wednesday, Friday to Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. If it doesn't matter to you, let me know that as well. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're having a good week so far and have a good weekend planned for yourself. I appreciate you watching, and I will see you on the next one.